facing the police every single day.
A Dart police officer shot in the 2016 downtown Dallas ambush is now suing 3 internet giants. The lawsuit blames Facebook, Twitter, and Google for providing tools to help a terrorist group radicalize the shooter that was involved. Andrea Lucia live in downtown Dallas to give us an explanation on this. Andrea?
Doug, 5 police officers, as you remember, died in that shooting. Another 9 people were injured, including Dart officer Jesus Retana, who was hit in the arm by a bullet fired from the 2nd floor of El Centro College here. His lawsuit blames the social media companies for what he believes was their role. Nearly 3 years after that deadly day, an attorney for Jesus Retana says the Dart officer still struggles.
Mentally, he is just not the same person. He has nightmares, he sweats, it has a tremendous impact on his life and his husband. They have had, they suffer every single day from what happened.
The lawsuit, filed on behalf of Retana and his husband, Andrew Moss, claims Twitter, Google, and Facebook allowed Hamas to use social networks, quote, as a tool for spreading extremist propaganda that reached gunman Micah Johnson.
Hamas's ability to reach into the United States has been greatly enhanced. It has been greatly enhanced by using the social media.
A judge dismissed a similar lawsuit filed by the same attorney, Keith Altman, last year on behalf of another officer, claiming he failed to show Hamas's connection to the ambush. Altman says he has more claims and more data to support the argument now. The goal, he says, is to spur social media giants to take more action against the terrorist groups that rely on them.
And it's very simple. No more funerals.
We reached out to all 3 companies named in the lawsuit. Facebook and Google have not responded. Twitter wrote us to say, we're not commenting on this. Reporting live in Dallas, Andrea Lucia, CBS 11 News.
It was the deadliest day for law enforcement since the attack on September 11th. And now a Dart officer shot in that July 7th ambush in downtown Dallas says 3 popular internet organizations are partially to blame for that deadly night. Ben Russell is here now to talk about this federal lawsuit filed this week. So, Ben, what are the organizations and why are they to blame for what happened?
The argument here is that these 3 organizations we're talking about, Deborah, they are Facebook, Twitter, and Google, essentially the titans of online communication. The argument here is that they helped in part to radicalize the July 7th shooter. Dallas area rapid transit officer Jesus Retana was shot in the arm that night back in July 2016. Retana filed his suit in federal court Wednesday. This lawsuit says Micah Johnson, the gunman who killed 5 police officers in that attack, got his inspiration and support in part from the terrorist group Hamas's use of Facebook, Twitter, and Google. The suit argues those companies knowingly provided Hamas with accounts, quote, as a tool for spreading extremist propaganda, raising funds, and attracting new recruits, end quote. Now, if you remember at the time, the shooter, Johnson, who was former military, he told police that night when he was holed up in the El Centro building downtown that he was inspired in the wake of recent police shootings of African-American men. Our partners at the Dallas Morning News report this is at least the 2nd attempt at a lawsuit like this. The same attorney who represents Officer Retana previously represented a Dallas police sergeant. That case was later ultimately dismissed.
Hundreds of potential recruits are lining up to join the Dallas Police Department after last month's deadly ambush of officers. Omar Villafranca tells us about the surge of people signing up to protect and serve.
The attack shocked the nation. A lone gunman killed 5 officers in downtown Dallas after a protest march and sparked a fiery response from Dallas Police Chief David Brown.
Serve your communities. Don't be a part of the problem. We're hiring. We're hiring. Get off that protest line and put an application in.
You know the area.
Yeah, I do. I know it very well.
Jason Sawyer took Chief Brown's call to service to heart. The former Navy military police officer now wants to join the police department.
What was your reaction when you heard him say that?
I felt like he was directing that towards me because I am one of the guys that when I see police brutality or anything, kind of pointing the finger and saying what could have been done. and I decided it was time to do something besides pointing the finger.
In the weeks since the attack, the police department received an overwhelming response. 467 people have applied to join. That's an almost 250% increase in applications compared to the previous month.
I want to keep
Sergeant George Aranda heads up recruiting for Dallas Police.
What do you tell the new recruits who are coming in?
Heart. Check your heart. Being a police officer, being a servant, it's not for everybody. You have to be willing at any given moment to put your life on the line for a complete stranger that you've never met before.
Sawyer wants to serve the neighborhoods where he grew up to help build trust between cops and his community.
I've made plenty of Facebook posts, and they've never gone anywhere besides a couple likes and a couple shares. So I believe actually going out there and being the difference is what we really need.
The screening process for recruits can take up to 3 months. After that, it'll be a year before they're able to patrol the streets. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas, Texas.
Hey Sheriff County, this is Sheriff County COPWATCH. I am using any video here under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.